Hey, thought leaders. This is the personalbranding.com podcast, and I'm your host, Dillon Kivo. Join us to learn how to build a legacy, boost your reputation, and make a lasting impact. Let's dive in. Hey, guys, welcome back to the personalbranding.com podcast, and thank you for joining me. In today's episode, we're going to learn what an authority is. Because before you can even become a recognized figure in your field, you need to even understand what it means to be an authority. More specifically, we're going to be defining authority and then talk about why in your life and in your career, your reputation is just so damn important. This episode is going to cover the first chapter in my Wall Street and USA Today best-selling book, The Authority Playbook. I don't have this book like flush with the camera because if I do, as funny as this sounds, the camera's going to think that that's my real face. Anyways, this is the book, How to Become the Number One Authority in Your Niche. All right, here we go. Let's dive right into it. So I decided to write this book because I strongly believe that personal branding is the single most important factor in your success as an entrepreneur. And when I was getting started, in the world of PR and branding, it took me such a long time. It took me a while to get the hang of the basics. And having a playbook, just like this book here, no pun intended, to just help me learn the ropes would have been just an amazing opportunity for me. So by writing this book, I wanted to create a resource for people just like you that are getting started to grow their personal brands even faster. Think about just for the next few episodes, sort of just like a companion to the book. And if you don't have the book yet, I'd go on Amazon. It's like $15 or so. Just order a soft or hardcover. It'll probably help you follow along these few episodes as well. So we're going to go, chapter by chapter, and I'm going to be drawing out the main points of the book. And at the end of the episode, you're going to understand just like the concept of an authority, and you're going to understand this better than anybody in your field. That's for sure. So anyways, no further ado, let's get started. So over the years, I spent learning the strategies of PR and how to build a personal brand. I came up with this formula that breaks down authority into separate parts. So it goes like this. So authority equals consistency plus social proof plus skill plus knowledge plus experience. But to become a trusted authority in your field, you need to really master each one of those elements and combine them into the right way. In attaining consistency, building up social proof, honing your skills, increasing your knowledge, and gaining experience all pose very unique challenges. And make sure to stay tuned for upcoming episodes because I'm going to be diving deeper into each one of those factors as we move through these episodes on the podcast. So anyways, to really understand authority, we need to think about it in the context of success. Sure, the word authority, it's pretty easy to understand. I'm sure you guys know what it is, at least some version of it. But I think that you all have the basic idea of what it truly means. But in the context of personal branding, having authority, it means that you are viewed as a top expert in your field. And naturally, this means that you can command respect among, your peers and the people who do what you do in your industry. Just think about how great it would be to get yourself into that position to command respect from people, prospects, right? Being seen as a leader will not only boost your reputation, it'll bring you opportunities and revenue your way like you've never seen before. Coming across as an authority figure is so valuable because of the human tendency to follow figures that have or even just seem to have experience and expertise as it's power, right? So for better or for worse, that's just how we're wired. That's how we are wired as humans, right? We trust authority figures, kind of like your parents or family, right? Older adults. When you're a kid, it's like anytime an adult says something, you just generally trust it. And I know as we all grow up, we kind of learn, that slightly might have been a little wrong. But anyways, so it's just like, but I'm not talking about some contrived image or ideas just to project out there. To be, respected in authority in your field, you have to be authentic. You cannot fake it until you make it. You're not going to be tricking your audience or using marketing tactics to lead them up the garden path, so they say. Right? So not only is it wrong to do it, it also undermines your credibility when you fake it till you make it, right? And trust me, especially these days, being inauthentic online, it's only going to come back to haunt you in the future for sure. There's no short way or back door to success, right? So as an authority, what you need to be doing is really promoting your skills and your expertise as you grow them. So document your journey. You don't already have to be at the top of your, of your industry to start documenting. Even if you're just starting out, you can still be seen as an authority by just being authentic in you being a newbie. There's nothing wrong with that. But the goal here is to become effective at delivering value to every single client and eventually being that go-to person that Fox and CBS, Forbes, or even like NBC asks for when they want to interview somebody in your field, or the person that your connections refer to every time that they need help with something in your area of expertise. You need to be that guy or the girl. So having an authority, it's just, it can open up so many doors for you that were just once closed, or you just never had that opportunity, right? It can help you make your way into the inner circles of your industry. So having the strongest reputation in your field, it means that you have to become the first person that comes to people's mind when they think of the thing that you do or your industry. So take e-commerce, just as one example, right? When you think of ordering stuff online, you think of Jeff Bezos or, of course, Amazon, right? If you think of electric cars, you think of Elon Musk or Tesla, of course. So if you think of mobile phones, you probably think of Apple or even Steve Jobs. So I'm saying, Steve Jobs, that's like the personal brand version of the industry. Apple would be the corporate brand of the leader and the authority in that space. I know you guys can connect that, but I can keep going and going and going, but you get the point. Think of an industry. When people think of the industry, they need to think of you, right? They're the perfect examples of authorities in their industries. So to their success, of course, but also they're extremely strong personal brands. Their personal brands are just, they're like literally the strongest in the world. People still talk about Steve Jobs and he's not even here anymore, unfortunately, right? I mean, that's how strong he literally, like his personal brand was and is still so strong that he left a legacy. Working to become an authority figure in your field, it helps you add, in just like the missing pieces that are hindering your growth. Usually it's because you lack branding, you lack authority, which is all part of this picture of personal branding. So basically you're either adding clout to the influence you already have, or you're starting from unrecognition and you're grabbing the attention of the leaders in your industry. So for the things that you're already good at, you're doing this to make your business more effective or to make your network even bigger than it already is. I think you're getting the idea here, but becoming the authority can only help your career. There's zero downside. It should be pretty obvious then. The leaders of any kind are authorities in their fields and their industries. Leaders literally drive the world. The guys that I mentioned, or even like Oprah, right? They help move the world forward into a better place. So, and without them, the rest of the world would not run correctly. Really. I mean, Amazon, we get packages every day, right? Like things like that in your life. It doesn't have to be Amazon or things you buy, but it helps the world become a better place. And you can be part of, that mission of making the world a better place by having a stronger personal brand, which leads to more authority and all that good stuff. I don't know. In my opinion, without qualified leaders, innovation would just be at a standstill. It would mean that people with the skill and the talent wouldn't have anything or anyone to guide them or even like to look up to, right? So leadership is super important when establishing a brand and a business or anything that you want to stand out, like the test of time. And it's just like, it's the qualities you need to become an authority. You have to be credible. You have to be reliable as a leader. No one's going to follow a leader's orders, listen to an expert's advice, or follow the lead of someone they just don't trust. Remember this. So as an entrepreneur, authority is key. An entrepreneur with authority is a person who understands the technical details of his or her business inside and out. They also have the foresight to see the opportunity to promote it and to grow it just to ultimately grow their business. This kind of person educates, him or herself to just become an expert, an influencer in their industry. There's a quote from the great Tony Robbins that I think is really applicable here. In life, lots of people know what to do, but few people actually do what they know. Knowing is not enough. You must take action. So what it means for us is that we can become our best selves by making actionable plans and taking steps towards the goals that we have, right? Instead of just thinking about them, an authority does this extremely well. Elon Musk didn't just build Tesla or SpaceX with his intellect alone. And the guy's a freaking genius, right? He became a leader and an authority because he took action. So being an authority in your field is a giant piece of the puzzle. So many people are one puzzle piece away from having an unending source of lifelong impact. You can have all of the knowledge on the earth or all of the influence in the world, but without combining the two, you will never get the results that I know that you are capable of achieving. But when you connect the two, you will begin to reap the rewards for years to come for you and your future family, or your current family, of course. But do you want to know the best part? It's that there isn't a bad time to become, there's never a bad time to become an authority. The best time to become an authority was yesterday. The second best time is starting today. You might be thinking, there's no way I can become an authority in my field. Those people are already out there. There's 8 billion people in the world. You might think, oh, but hey, people retire, new products come out, and markets are constantly shifting and changing. So while that does keep us on our toes, it also lets us introduce ourselves as new authorities in our industries, as innovators, right? So anyways, I'm off my soapbox. That's about it for this episode, a small recap of the chapter. I hope that you've gained a deeper understanding of what an authority is and why reputation is so dang important to further your career, your business. I really believe that even though authority building is overlooked a lot of the time, it makes a huge difference in how successful you are in your field. In the next episode, we're going to discuss, which is chapter 2, what I call the authority mindset. And if this sounds, just like a lot of the theories out there, well, a huge part of authority is having the right mindset and the attitude about yourself and about your work. Everything in your life starts in your head. And then after that, it moves to your actions. And that's how you create reality. So hope you guys have a blessed day. Peace. See you next week. Thanks for tuning in. I'd love to hear from all of you. Follow and connect with me on all of your favorite social media platforms at Dillon Kivo, DILLONKI, V as in Victor, O. And until next time, keep building your brand and stay golden.